have a guest speaker among us, and he has been the past president of the club, is that?
Abuja Christians.
RC Abuja Christian. Yeah. He said the something president. What do you say?
Okay, well, the change maker president.
The change maker president. Yeah, of the Rotary Club of Abuja Christian. So, without wasting time, let us welcome Rotary Porter Taima, Paul Arif Fellow, to speak with us today.
Good evening, everyone. During my presence, I'm going to alongside the typing to mental health, which is a common subject. But today, I want us to look at the section, not just one action. I don't mind if you permit me to see that there's going to be activity.
Please do something.
Right. Today, you usually hear people talking about mental health. Yes, but mental health, a lot of people have to say to some person, mental health is being fit, going to the gym, looking good, able to keep the gym, and you're looking at that is what mental health is.
No, sorry, yeah, Mike? Okay.
To some, having good lungs, good health generally to most people, that's what mental health. But you and I, or a few of us, knows that mental health is that. But I want us to have it, like I said earlier, the section. First, I would like to speak to my group. Before you move further, always actually see your house to educate. So, hi, Chief. Everyone. So, the matter of the day is mental health. I would like you to tell us what you see, understand.
Okay. Well, my president ordered law student job. I'm not an orator, but that this. No matter is the kind of satisfied as a way of how woman can see the daily around condition. Most of the conditions can accept nowadays in this country, which should be better and we receive and ground the lands and ground for the care of the let's, for example, those who live in Lagos, they are living out around 5 people. They are going from Rcjabi to yeah. You are taking apart from the gospel you live for some hours. In the morning, maybe early in the morning, there's a kind of changes in price of electricity. The only projects 1,000. The government did say better is to be expecting another 30%. Your condition, your mentality, your change to that you yourself, everything strong. Your mental health, your health, your psychology, everything totally shifted totally. And maybe around that way, you are trying to be able to maintain that kind of thing. You can listen to this, your colleagues, in and come in time, Another when you come late, you can pay. Because what I want to transfer that kind of maybe your boss have a phone that too, maybe why marking them up. You want to buy fresh things in and maybe give us something to miss nothing like that. Someone is arguing with them. When you take time, sometimes you can, some people can control it. Some people can control it. Another one, once in the office, continue is better than starting testing. And that will not come out on the outside of it. All this guide, all the transport out, that way of using anything out that is ready. So I can maybe I'm doing nothing for what you should do. And you yourself, you don't control yourself, you come to kind of talking to you. Sometimes very ideal. One more there or all this and you have to scratch you should put down. Sometimes it's you get people mentally trained and take time but sometimes the problems of quick way to some yeah, grab a car, take a bottle of stout, put down and then go to enter loud, all those rubbish that pass and come back. Then how many of us are able to do that? How many of us are able to do that? How many of us are able to do that? And then just really it's more time. One of my friends working that my time, people is about 10, 15 years. Let me can tell. I always see the first one from you back here doing that whether I expect that give me working back or those who manage and keep. So one of them I just said before you because stage now because he felt sign and tell people are small game. I don't really but I say right. When is coming from like young people, so you can take to their seats, go to one corner exercise and put a that is what they do. Psychology and dog set and take down. That they are enjoying this. All those programs of the banking, from the Muslim, by the time you reach house, yeah, wow, now you're doing it's a anything. It's fine. You have to say how you can't say that you are not to buy everyone. What me why we knew that what I did there, you might not proceed. But how you have to find yourself with this. And the same cause for a person on down. And all of this, yeah, I think they run here business, government, everything. But that's without our own access.
Yes, that's why it is an interactive journey. Super.
Orange watermelon.
What am I in a case that you have to put another how you how you how you control it, how you see the other people, the only thing that one mentality, how you consider go along with it. It's not about program, you depend background, anything. To me, that one see from this one, not like just have 1 million what it. There's no more see. I just think that from this and whatever happened in this world is me. And the mother woman, I still see my own, what I say my own, me I say my own, what I has done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. You gave it a try. You want to say, more, yeah. No, so you can sit down.
It's simply by coming out of my system very and suddenly instead of embracing issues. Like
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, sir, you want to say something? As regards to the subject. Also, we need one lady's opinion.
I think I want to then that for me, I think that by bringing out the guy is good and building head is so if you're mentally healthy, definitely your activities, your output, everything will be good. But when you're mentally
Unhealthy.
not okay, then that is not
You are showing productivity.
every production. So as the way I see,
No, you're perfectly right. Sorry, one of the ladies will give us the definitions. No, give us your own definition. No, you can say
Something.
say something. Let the lady say something. And we get better.
Mental.
Get the strong communication. No, just give your own definition. It's an interactive session. Okay. So my second,
It's okay. Is ability to be relate, act, to respond to a situation or respect.
yes,
come back again.
Ability to act, ignorance.
I want to say mental health is a state of our mind, of our head. Sometimes how we relate. Most times we misunderstand to mean like madness, the negative side of it. But it goes, for me, my understanding, I think it goes beyond the negative side. There's also the good side of it, good mental part of our health, of our body, of our life, how we respond, yeah, makes us to be positive. And then if we choose to be negative, then they can begin to classify it as madness, anger, and so that.
Can I just say
Okay. No issue.
okay. Good evening and birthday and all protocols observed. For me, mental health can as well reflect the entire well-being of a person, be it emotionally, psychologically, and then perhaps physically. Financially, yes, very important. And then, let's give an instance. We all know what the country is right now. Everybody is under pressure. Sometimes you wake up in your own peace. By the time you're stepping out of your door, it's that Nigeria is staring into your face, or you are watching Nigeria somehow. And then, even when you try to balance the odds, you find someone around you that's always letting out that negative energy. And trust me, if your mental health is not intact, it takes the grace of God for you to be able to compose yourself to either relate that person in a nice way or in the wrong way. So, and this issue of mental health, I think it's very important, especially with the situation we find ourselves right now as Nigerians. And one thing I try to do every day before I start my day, I just try to speak to myself positively. Like, come what may, I just have to be honest. For instance, the nature of my job, I relate with women a lot because I make clothes. And trust me, you might just disappoint the clients that if you're not careful, she begins to throw tantrums as if you kill somebody. And it may not necessarily be about you disappointing her because of her clothes. There's a lot she's dealing with. So somehow, maybe I just find myself even doing the counseling thing more than the sewing thing. Yes, because at that point you have to dismiss about the clothes, but it's then on to this reaction. And if you're able to just sit down and hear her out, you know that that woman is dealing with a lot. And that's why, especially those of us in business or in public office, we have to really find a way to make ourselves really one piece. So that when we find ourselves in situations like this, we can always help that one person out by making them happy, either by giving them the right answer or making them to come back to be in the right frame before they continue that day. If not, by the time they are responding to that person in a negative way, it's not just going to end there. That trigger is going to continue like all day, maybe to our driver, to our children, to our husband, to that. So I think for me, I try my best to always be on this matter the situation. And if the pressures are getting so high, the best I do, I just climb my bed and sleep. And when I'm waking up, I'm always waking up and always. Thank you.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. To me, mental health is the psychological alertness or response to the environment, which could be financial, marital, occupational, and so many others. So we all have innate ability to be mentally drained based on our response. So continuous response in the negative way will further degenerate to madness.
Yeah.
So how do I mean? All of us, like I said, all of us are like a specific to mental issue based on our alertness or response. Some people are alert, and that's why when someone comes into your office and start making noises and about to slap you and you don't respond, that's mental alertness. But when you lose it, that's when you start that the both of you become mad. You know? So when people see you, they tend to say they're not okay. So that's why I said at some point, all of us have mental issue based on coping strategy. So I feel it is now incumbent on us to manage our day-to-day activities, reacting to environment that will make us mentally sharp, that our cognitive sensitivities, whether I hear, I would see, how all these things were how different from things. Exactly. So those are the ways they've done. So the coping with it, all we just need to the summary is how to cope with the environment so that we'll be mentally
Stable. Okay, reverse people are just people for this internet. You know, but I notice that we all emphasize on the negative part of the internet. Most of us did not even look at the positive parts. Yes, the reason is because we emphasize it too much on science. And I think one of the reasons why we find it this way was we don't have really social benefits that comes from the government. That's why we all look at it. Most of us look at it from the negative as well. It's, you know, we do not view the positive parts. Statistics shows that worldwide, about 1.1 billion persons are not mentally stable due to one reason or the depression or otherwise. You know, like this part of the world, we all sitting down here, we have one or two things. One little thing from somebody might trigger that negative aspect of the mental health. It's not as if we don't have a positive side of it. But because we are all standing at the pledge, one thing could be most of us this side of the world, our mental disorder is with us. Am I right? If I go on anybody can say otherwise. Because one, the society only places one value, finance, on this side of the world. You know? The other part of the world, some people mental disorder is work stress. You understand? Is work stress. Some people mental disorder start as early as the age of 14. One, homes they were brought up from, abuse, environmental negative influence, which over the years they grow with it and they are living with it. And no persons have ever taken into report this person does not sound, does not behave as expected. Because in fact, no individual is normal. No individual is normal. What is saving each of us is the ability to manage situation. Is not because we are better than God. But what we don't notice is that people have carry over trauma from our youth age. If I tell you now, just sit down, close your eyes, you do sense it. I have a flashback to when you start remembering things. You know, when I say remembering things, so those actually start remembering things at age of 8, some 5, some 10, 11, some 12, some 13. Now, have a flashback. I will tell you something. By the time you come out of it, you realize that you are still holding on to some things of the past. That is still dragging you back, not allowing you to see the future. And this also is part of your mental health. Some of us got mental disorder either by the relationship with parents. Some of us get mental disorder by our educational system. Like, for example, some people that were not privileged to write wife once, some people who are not privileged to write their once, people who write like 5 times. You can imagine that trauma. Some people are still suffering in that trauma in their offices. When they bring anything exams, the first thing they flag back that right pass this exam because they have made it look so difficult for him like that. It's something that's why is it like that? Also, our educational system planted mental disorder a lot of. But a lot of people are not looking like that. Some people left early in life trying to escape mental trauma and got into a relationship that end up still messing them to this very moment. They don't know how to come out. Now, how the question is, how do you manage your mental stress? I just something early in his words. He said he has a friend, you know, he said his own. The way he managed his own, he take one of them for and the moment he takes that, if I'm wrong, I just correct him. You just they are skewed out. Any other thing can go, you know. And he said a friend of his, he saw the challenges and he knows okay, fine. This one just needs somebody to just give you some emotional balance, somebody, and the person became out. The question is, individual, we all have our different reasons. I will start next. Sir, how do you manage when you have mental stress? Yes, sir. The other man.
I look for Mary to know that.
So that's one thing. Okay. Any female, yeah, please, because only you guys will see. In the interactive section, how do you manage mental stress if you show yourself in a mental stressful situation?
Okay, so
You want to respond to him?
Yeah, let that finish one.
so for me, most of my life to always wanna be, maybe just go somewhere, go off work, do off things, and ask for maybe permission. Take for instance at work, I could just ask for like a day or two off work, and I just go somewhere. I love to travel in both, so that's why.
You sure they should bring them water?
Okay, in a situation.
No need for soft drinks again now.
Wow.
Just water.
See? So what you are doing is maybe you're only just trying to escape for the moment. You're not managing yourself. You have not been able to balance it. What you're just doing is that you just escape. And 2 days you come back. Really.
Definitely, I manage my stress by listening to music and even at work. Once I open my system to regulate, I start playing music. So it comes me and I go straight to this background music. And it helps. And sometimes to going out to things, those that free and all that helps. One thing, emotions, the stress, and every other thing. And also, I have
Okay.
I wake up to relax.
Okay.
I want to become
You love to be on. Not be on. I'm just there. How do you manage your own challenge?
Yeah, okay, thank you. The mental health, I can say it if you say it, managing.
When you're in the depressed state, happy state, somebody proposed to you.
Anyway, I've over time, anyway, I've been somebody that I'm an introvert. Okay. Or I used to be. Yeah. But until when I come to a situation where I'm becoming leader of groups. And I discovered that I can't continue that way because you have a lot of people. There are some that will get you annoyed. They just want to see you angry. You just do something to make you angry. Yeah, there are some that, okay, they are supportive, they reason well, they ask questions, you explain. Yeah. So that one actually helped me a lot to see how people actually react to situations. So now help me to guide that, okay, if I have a situation, this is how I'm going to deal with it. Before I can abandon somebody and not come to you, it will be that I want to explain to you and you are not listening. Because my first point is that before we can have misunderstanding, it means that before we can confront ourselves, it means that we don't understand ourselves. Maybe I don't understand you, or you don't understand me. So when we explain to ourselves, we'll be able to. But if I'm explaining and you are not listening, that's I did not come from that. It's not that we fight, but at least there will be a pause for that moment. I leave you for whatever it is. Okay. Yes, that's how I cope. Then we can come back to it later. And if there is any situation that makes me afraid also, or that it gets me worked up, what I just do is just keep time. Just leave that place at that moment. Then later on, I may be thinking about it, but because I didn't react at that time, it has actually calmed my nerve. Yeah. Okay, he was asking.
I just stumbled on something I want to share. not taking one.
No. You know, interactive technique.
So I saw the 5 C's of mental health.
That's okay.
The 5 C's of mental health. That's competence, confidence, character, connection, and caring. So it says most people have at one point or another struggled with their mental health. It can be challenging and disheartening when it feels like nothing is working. No matter what you do, you are still feeling down, depressed, anxious. So I think this explains it better.
Yeah, it's a good exercise. The thing is, how can you manage it? It's the ability to be positive minded. That's just how it's like we said earlier. If you noticed, for most people, almost all of us that spoke earlier, what they already captured was the negative parts of life of our society. That means a like percentage of us does not see anything positive about the society we see. We find out. You know, environment also determines your mental. And for over the years, like I always say, we don't believe in our system. We don't believe in ourselves. What we always carry out is a negative mentality. You understand? That nothing positive is going to come around. It's like an average Nigerian. Invite the person to an interview somewhere. The only thing is thinking of reaction. So one of our biggest problems, even the world statistics show that I said that 1 billion persons are not mentally positive mind. And you know, but in our own case, and I think a like portion, like you said, I hear about 200 something million. I can satisfactorily tell you that 180 million Nigerians are not positive minded. So mentally, they are not important. They have a negative notion about everything. If you notice something, big issue that we have, maybe for example, somebody does like not hitting the car, you know, pushing your car, that may unconsciously. The way we react when it comes out, we only think inbuilt anger. That is what a lot of us carry. We carry this back anger around. The only way we can come out of this is it. We have to be positive minded. Like I said, it's not about oh, I hit the gym, I look good, I'm fit, I'm good. No, it's just your ability to filter more of your negative way of living and put it positive as well. Let's take for an issue, you know, there are places you want to go to, you know, and they always expect you that, Mary, that, oh, maybe if you come there now, today we are going to fall, we're going to fight, because that's what not you this marriage. One marriage. And what they do that marriage for is that it's always can't play anything. Yes. No, you say you like to talk. So that is not you. Okay, you don't like to talk. I know that like for example,
What I'm doing is that mental problem, mental awareness, mental psychology, mental you go back and mental person who my brother here is having is the transfer aggressively by so I'm not dying. Because I'm a mental failure as I've been supposed to like the sugar for imposing, I don't say shake, so I will
so. But, you know, when you now step in as a person, they always have a negative factor about it. And you come into a particular place, all the negativity you expect them, and you know, when you give them a positive vibe, you know, it actually plays them out of place. They will see you in a new light, in a new perspective. What I'm trying to say is that for us to function properly, we have to have a positive mindset. For us to have a strong mental health, we must live in a positive mindset. If we don't have that, we cannot be so lost at any time at our place of work, business, or anything. Sometimes you find out your worries will just be there and the whole day will end and you not achieve it. Meanwhile, the solution is just in front of you. One of our biggest problems on this side of the world is, we don't listen. We just talk. We don't listen. Not even when we're quarreling, not even when we're having a proper conversation. We just talk. We don't listen. And that's a big problem. We all have expressed. Communication is part of the things that boosts your mental health positively. If you can learn to listen, even when the person decides to talk at the top of his voice, you just stand down and look at the person. You'll be baffled that the person will just put himself in order. That's depression, that situation that makes that person to react. You just go into a positive on its own.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. But in case when a particular person just wants to have a clean nights at every time, just like you're saying, but I wouldn't say that's the positive energy or yes, that's I would not say that's the positive energy because the person just wants to play nice, but probably the person is dying.
No, that is not a positive mindset. That's not the positive mindset. The thing is that you're burning yourself out. You're burning yourself. What normally happens, there's something we call the globus in all situations. If you know how to diplomatic over situations, there's no way to it. The thing, like I said, if it's around, for example, we always like talking on top of it. Little issue. I want to talk, you want to talk, I want to talk, you want to talk. You understand? On some cases, I'm shouting at you. Now, you over something that doesn't really require that. The only way you can get my attention is to allow me to exhaust myself and give me a few minutes, right? And talk to me. You understand? What even at that point, if you have something boiling, you will need to see. That's very good. You will need to find it, and the other person will be your feeling bad, feeling myself. And you can extension that you will your watching, telling you sorry. Go ahead, accept another step. Yes, sir.
What do you think means my body? To be healthy,
So we have the mental.
one call to your
Okay. Now, yeah, I understand. Okay, first and foremost, you must identify the things that are giving you cost of one. You should be able to identify them. The way to identify your issues is that you are taking care of your mental disorder that 80%. Because when you identify your problems, now you know how to go about it. Or you look for someone who can assist you on how to go about it.
Because there are some situations where you cannot even write down to some just different.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, everything has a
My
cost.
question. The fruit juice did not go well. So I don't know if we will get soft drinks for those. That are just coming, maybe more. Let me find.
You don't want that. When someone comes to you, I say, I really want this. Okay.
Okay, like
It's
what?
like somebody standing before the judge. Putting their case. These people, the complainant and the plaintiff, the defendant, they know the truth. The only person that doesn't know the truth is the judge.
The judge.
Yes, I mean, that's the solution to make us with this. Nobody and all people, no matter the challenges we are having, we know it. That's why first and foremost, you first sit down and tell yourself, let me, for example, a business owner, and he tells you, oh, my business is going. He knows, except he has not found out to think about it, he knows the challenges. It's either his pricing more than or he has chosen to lie to himself. We are working this part of the I'm talking about the country. We all always lie to us. We are not faithful to ourselves. Let's take for instance, like a weekend. Let's use a weekend because I don't want to use that's the end. Some of us, the things we know want to be paid cannot cover. We want to employ it. And this will affect your mental ability. When you know your income is 2 million, which you are very certain of, you are certain of that 2 million, corporate compensation. Now, when you are projecting for 4 million responsibility, work out, you will really have a mistake. Let's use, for instance, people that say, okay, sorry, you cannot call somebody in United Kingdom and say, oh my brother, I need, let's say, £500. I need
For what?
When I can tell you, I'm and I'm not expecting it to go. And I'm not paying this salary. He will now give you detail how his money is being spent. And the end of the month, all I have to say is £200. And I cannot even sell it to you. You understand me?
If you are there, you won't ask.
Don't worry. We don't have to say no. I will tell you, brother, I'm going to die. If you don't do this for me, she's like, yeah, this to be. Let you say me. Don't worry. Send me your account. You've already passed. Because we are selling for success. I'm betting your business. Maybe you did that for office and conscious. Now, you've not been able to put the money together for the person. You call them on Twitter. They not give you the money. You are getting old man. And being a married man, your kids are your life. They know how you normally before you talk to them. Now when you walk in the last but what is it? What's the problem?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
What happens to us here? You watch you see so much negative about us. All of us, or most people, we don't have this particular. Like we all like say, but I'm those like so that you just realize nothing. Like yeah, if you say like yeah, tells you I'm nothing later, just
Give him money.
just
Hold on, yeah. You're too low.
That's one of our biggest messages. Also, like I said, the government is not much. The society has no good structure to help you because you're not even sure of the salary after working. There can be one story, this story for the pay, and there's no way to take you to. But I think over the years, we should have been able to adapt to it and know how to put ourselves together. So this is just the problem. Like from all the earlier productions, everybody almost what the truth Nigeria is happy to us because somewhere where you just find you see our adventures, our productivity, the person. Look at it. Go to America. The best black guys, male and females, are Nigerians. The most productive in UK are Nigerians. Is it that those same people, there was something in them that was not just, no, the environment was just challenging. The only challenge we had was the environment, and all about it was just finance. Like earlier I said, most of us, the mental disorder something I don't get here, where some people start carrying responsibility, maybe of 14, like I said, if you sit down, have a quiet moment to consult for the next 10 minutes, have a flashback of your life, you will see where improvement starts. Most people started to do that. Either they love their parents, either their parents will not pay for their school. And these things now have accumulated. Some people that they are bringing it inside of them and they are transferring it to the relationship. Most people today relationship see out some of the relationships escape very on source for them. So it's thinking they're escaping their hoping, but they are thinking for because they have gone through them some truths. Like I always say, first analyze the problem. Once I can analyze it, by the time I analyze it, you will see the solution. Without analyzing it, you will not see the solution. So, to wrap it up, to have a safe mental positive order is to not to lie to yourself. Sit down and tell yourself the truth. There's no other solution to this. There's no amount of sleeping pills you want to take. There's no amount of physical club you want to go to. There's no amount of sleep you want to sleep because you sleep, wake up, they take it. The moment you actually just analyze and tell yourself, well, I can't take care of this, strike it out. I can take care of this, this is okay, this is not okay, this is not okay. Stand up and be able to say no when necessary. And when you are having interactions, which most times arguments, try to listen. Don't shout and insulting with the person. Don't allow the situation to cloud your listening. Because that's what always happens. We always allow the situation, like as I said at this, we carry transparent aggression every day. We all know that are sitting down. Some of us is not 3 days ago. It's just one small thing that you trigger it. You look for it to transfer it. And it will never ever happen. Look at Nigerians. Outside the shop, they are very ordered. We going to arrive this wonderful purpose. The demon or the madness, they just remove it. We don't want things. We don't enter ask anymore. Before 3 years, you know who I am. That's one language I would want to learn from. You know who I am.
Why? Who are you?
But for switch, just be careful. And you are saying you know who I am. So, like I said, just to round it up, let's be very positive because one of we have to be positive minded for the system to work. We are making other systems to work worldwide because we believe in those systems. And when we get down there, these are mental disorder. Put in order. Why? If you go wrong, they fertilize you. Yeah, if you go wrong, you shout your way out. You shout the police down, police shout you down.
You come to argument.
You come to argument. I don't think when you now realize that you have a good mental order. When they think that you want to put itself, that's everything I got. Let's discuss this matter. Yeah.
When you are arguing with someone,
Yeah.
by listening to what the person has to say. Right? So the situation where the person begins to speak a lot of venom, say a lot of things that will make you and make you want to do something. This thing is better than what we do environment.
So what I say, no, when I say, listen to me, you know the funny truth. If you and I sit down and you are shouting, and I sit down and I look into your eyes, you know, barely 10 seconds, you just fear. That's the first thing I think. What is it? What is it? This person, I don't know. You know, but the moment you give room to start wanting to speak, wanting to explain yourself, you are giving the person strength. It's just like, for example, let me tell you, you know how you kill rumor? It's just not to say, not to contest it, and to just die. This one comes to ask you. Like there's a common friend say, silence is the best answer. You know, it's very good. So when you keep, it's not as if you're afraid of the person, it's not as if you don't have anything to say, but you just want to get the person exhausted. And when you look into it, just see that kind and look into the person. That person can.
Yeah, okay. We will not leave here today.
See, that's the thing I like that.
So that does, you know, you didn't answer my question, but very unique sense. Like, money to 3 months.
It's your choice.
Yes, yes.
If you marry 3 wives, you don't need that to
Yeah, that's the thing.
Can we get the voice?
This question is for just students. I wasn't actually thinking about it. And I witnessed that the students, they sat around me.
You just tell.
They have to then go away. Something like just say the question. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. One side. Have. What do you mean?
It has to do with the individual. And maybe that could be your solution. You understand? But you see, the thing is this, you know, some things we think are solution that just connect. You get the idea? It just connects. Because maybe you are pretty well, like you're very fortunate that because that's what complex is. Children, and you pay bills, you know, and the side chick with it, you know that it's all about bills. Okay, no side chick, but you know that all it takes as a man to keep 2 wives, you understand? You are the sharp. You are the cash. Everybody just look at daddy good morning tomorrow to Nigeria. Daddy good afternoon tomorrow to Nigeria. I love it's money here. You understand? Because our system does not give room for proper development for people to reproduce. Because like some other part of the world, you're not allowed to marry 2 wives. There are systems, but like here, now, for you to take 2 wives, means that you are attached. Everybody's suffering from it. So if you have a good mental health, it means that you have a large health. Possible accepting peers.
The mental problem is not that usually say
Okay, now.
It depends.
Lagos, it's a very stressful city on its own. Yeah. Lagos, you don't have, apart from mental health, you don't have peace problems. Now, I used to stay in Lagos. Some 20 years ago, I was in Lagos. Lagos is like New York, you don't see bad traffic system, bad insecurity problem. Like here now, we're only thinking of kidnapping. Here you are thinking of pickpockets, snatchers of your earrings, the wristwatch, the guy at the bus stop, the one reckless downhill driver, your family, NEPA out, those ones like NEPA out, because you might be coming back now and get front of the outlet for someone that's completely people in the next 30 days, you're not sure of that. So Lagos have good strengths. But what you notice about metro is they are two truths to them.
Yes.
Lagos, when they are not biased, they tell you that they don't have for necessary.
Thank you. That's all today. I'm here.
No, we said it before. The problem like we have begun was clearly
So,
work with it. They will make sure it's
this house is they're not money out. After 1 year, I don't go to the you don't go to the rock this one, feel sick. Want to be just I don't say too much was sick. I'm not thinking you want to say you might be sick. Yes, for this song is like something the thing can also why you do this. I know your body is you don't like the higher cheap honesty. And some people okay. They don't have anything. Yes, I'm not saying on Southern their own region and go to organize. Also, they have to say, but I don't know. You know what? Let me say, you know, very bad list of symptoms. Maybe when you bring out something or call the president, I'm sorry, is that the president and money, and I'm not here. Thank you for that. You put the report this to you know, he made some, yeah, carry them. Really, was said, well, you know, just it's like, if you never realize you said,
that is getting yes and the one baptized.
I think that people then tell you that only is like, you know, that important kind of service. Yeah, without the church, you have to stay. So, I usually have to things. Yeah, don't sit down and together. Just sort of come back then. As we come to say, well, I can understand the issues of things because that way, what you do, obviously, I assume there's the accommodation for the class, you know, most houses have that. You are seeing that you're talking to see the visit that should be within 24, 25, 30. Let's say you go by about I didn't know how to see it's 1 month or 2 weeks. And then you get the watch for this like assurance. Well, it's anything without that. One of these things we are making here. And by the time they get to me, find defense them, defense thing. You wait to bring everything in house, you have to sell some. That's is around you. So we are telling them, see, you don't wear. I'm telling my from them so I have my Lagos should yeah, that's not good. We are going to Africa, and then to it. People like I get to be to stay. That movie are trying to start. I get to my own brother. Then this year to stay. Forget about that. I'm just for rice. This is what I get. And then I think, I think, you know, I'm have something that I will take. These are the two people come to sell the deal. No super children. So, then was the young. Forget about that. So they were carrying. This is why. But the thing of it, it's not what you surprised. That's very important for us to do. You have to he's working, you have to learn that. So, you take shoes, because it's all for money tonight. You see, a couple of work for that. So, one of these things is really help see that you don't sleep that. So, don't someone is there, yeah, I are trying to do something like the teacher. Yeah.
You know, people in Nigeria tells you, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Something happened at the airport with you and someone. It was actually what I had.
I trying to do what I
I know he was so angry. So everybody was pacifying him, okay, it's enough now. He kept on saying, do you know who I am? So I just went down and said to them, who are you, the 1,000 elements? I said, it's your picture. You know, that really took off the way I said, I'm like, your picture is on here now. And it's the highest currency in Nigeria. You're just not here. Then you are good. Just here. It shouldn't be here. You know, and you know, despite of what you said about Bohumo, there is a small story that I adopted and the working for me. A man was accused of having an incest with his daughter. You know, typical African gossip. Baba, good morning. They say you said to your daughter, it's not here. It's so English. So by the time everybody in the village comes asking, what is it's not here. It's not here. So I went around the city. It's a narrow place. No longer claim what you use. So he died in natural death. So like what you said, sometimes reaction begets another reaction. And another reaction begets another reaction. Sometimes we learn to allow the rabid dog, not the living dog, the rabid dog, sometimes to allow it to just remain a rabid dog. In the first instance, you feel defeated. There's this 3-letter word that is a pain to all of us. The degree of our acceptability of it as a problem differs. EGO. Our ego is our biggest doing and undoing. A member, for instance, slapped his brother or girlfriend. The natural reaction is to retaliate. But the consequence of retaliation is more pleasant. So at that particular time, the ego is at war with you. If you allow your ego that, oh, police are slapping in front of my girlfriend, I want to revenge. The leftover of you will be useless again. So sometimes our ego tends to push us to reacting to a situation because we don't want to accept defeat. So, but then when you simmer down the defeat, no idiot, sorry for using the word, I give the low for 5 minutes.
That's just it.
Because, you know, in my place, they say, if you see a man standing on the road and shouting, you are idiot, you are stupid, you are idiot, you are saying, and then look left, right, and center, they didn't see everybody in the place. They'll call the family, come and go your thing, something is happening to him. But if it's having an altercation in one year, okay, this one has not taken now. at least having a relationship with a human being. So sometimes you require the capacity to ignore obvious anger against an anger that you don't know where it's coming from. That's the solution. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, just a round up, sir.
Yes.
Okay, the one thing so.
It is.
No, two or two and a half, not very good, sir. No,
Okay, let's have the floor for that.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. For
One and a half.
okay.
His mic.
President, our members six money don't get. Everyone, they make me see this dialogue. Some of our members I want to buy a song, but I want to beg them, you know. So because I want to beg my guy, my man. I just want to go to the
Again, why you put here?
president.
Because of the name.
So now we get more in from my guest. But I give it to 5,000. After the song and the joke, when on us. Thanks.
Like that, but after the let's just run it. Yes. After, oh yeah.
Just to add it, we all have three people. We just like I said, just like to do let's use 11 months. Did you know you can never lose your 10 months?
If just hold on before you.
If you cannot lose your 10, your mental cannot do it out of things. In that environment. What happens? What brought you to that? That's to say, we all have good mental health. The only thing we lack is the ability to manage it. If you feel your challenges is what is putting you out of order, maximize them and look at the one you can take care of. If you need a relationship, you understand? If you cannot keep down the relationship, abstain for it for a short while, and you get yourself fixed. Anything you think is causing you mental disorder, just learn it's not possible. Excuse yourself and you fix it. If you have two wives, something I like to say, if one of the wives is giving you problem, your wife said, no, your wife said, you know, so we all have to be we just pretend to take some. So once again, I will say thank you to all of you. Thank you for the audience. Thank you for the wonderful time together. We've learned one or two things. Each that I'll be able to listen to us.
Alright, thank you so much. If you want to be a good speaker, tell your friend. You want to be a good speaker. It's all the time to good speaker. Okay,